in your notebook, please, please copy down this chart. All right. If you don't have a notebook in front of you, I will take a picture of the board and throw it up on the where the video is. Okay, so that you can.
It is quite small.
The goal here is to be able to do this from memory because you know it, not because you memorized it. All right. And so I'm going to give you the lesson on this, and then maybe, well, I won't erase the board because then I won't be able to take a picture of it. But the idea is that after this meeting, I hope you can go sit down and redraw this from memory. Okay, because you understand the principles behind it. All right, and get it right. That's all I ask. It doesn't mean that you memorize it. It means that you have a connection to it. Okay. And I'll probably use this side to give you bigger symbols if you can't see the symbols that well. So at the very top, I've got the letter P. And this stands for the prime. It could be the letter A. I could have called it absolute. Okay, but it is the first thing, the one thing that's talked about in alchemy. And if you've gone through my things on, like when we've done the numerology aspects of the laws, then you'll understand this idea of 1 dividing into 2, which is what it does next. On the left side, you've got the word fixed, and there's a line going down to the word fixed. And on the right side, if you're looking at it directly, you've got volatile. Okay, so fixed, volatile. Those are the 2 first forces that it creates. It creates something, it creates this notion that something is either compressed or expanded. And now you're probably saying, I remember this idea from the atrium work. Yeah. You've got diamond, star ruby, and star sapphire. Okay. Under fixed, you've got 2 lines again. Okay. Underneath one, there's earth, and underneath the other, there's water. All right. So earth, water, underneath fixed. Under volatile, you've got air on the left and fire on the right. The symbol for earth is a downward pointing triangle with a line through it. One way to remember this, because it's similar to the symbol for water, but the letter E has a central line. Okay, so if you remember that earth and water are both in the fixed category, then the downward pointing triangle with the line through it is earth, because it's like an E. Okay. The symbol for water is just a downward pointing triangle with no line through it. The symbol for air is an upward pointing triangle. And just like the letter A, it also has a line through it. These would be mnemonics, ways to remember this. Okay. And then you've got fire, upward pointing triangle with no line through it. All right. Now, can you already close your eyes and remember what each of those are? Because of the downward pointing triangle with a line through it is which one? Because it has a line through it. Yeah. Because it has a line through it and it's downward pointing. Which one is it? Which element? Earth. There you go. Right. Upward pointing triangle with a line through it is what? Air. Right. Because it's got the line like the letter A. Yeah. Okay. And you can figure out the other ones, right? Because you would know that fire travels upward and water travels downward. That's why they're triangles going up when going down. Right? When something burns, it burns upward. When you drop water, it goes to its lowest place. All right. Now, underneath this, underneath the earth and water, I want you to draw a T. All right. A T shape like this, connecting the two, saying that those two are together. And underneath that is salt. And we'll get into what salt, sulfur, and mercury are. But salt, think of it this way, is a combination of earth and water. Nah, this is going to be a mystery already. Right? And the symbol for salt is a circle with a line through it. I don't have a great mnemonic, but there's only 3 of them to remember, so I think you'll get there with it. Okay. Now, underneath water and air, in other words, the middle two, Draw another T, and under that is Mercury. Now you'll notice with this that you've got water with no line through it, downward pointing triangle, air with a line through it, upward pointing triangle. Together, these kind of balance each other out and create something called Mercury. But there's an imbalance in there, right? Because it's not as strong as, say, fire and water, for example. You've got an imbalance. And the symbol for Mercury is also the astrological or planetary symbol for Mercury, which is a circle, right, with a T below it. In other words, it's the it's the opposite of Mars in a certain respect, but circle with a T below it and horns. All right. You know what the symbol means, right? The idea, the physical below the spiritual. Okay, spiritual being the circle, physical being this way. The old way of drawing Mars was a circle below and a cross above. Just the opposite. Then it became the horns, and then it became the circle with the arrow coming out of it, like this, the shield and spear. Rome did that. It's not right. Okay, so Mercury connected with fire. Water and air. Then all the way to the right, connecting another T, connecting air and fire, you've got sulfur. The symbol for sulfur is a triangle above with a cross below. Triangle above, cross below.